The first time that I heard I had breast cancer, I had been going to a breast cancer surgeon for maybe 8 years because I had lumps in my breast and was having them removed every now and then. And I was by myself, and when I went into as a follow-up routine from a biopsy, I did not expect to hear that at some point in time it would be cancer. So I was by myself and heard the news alone. My doctor first said, who again I was going to for about 8 years, and she said, "Susan, are you here alone?" And I said, "Yeah." And it kind of hit me that perhaps something heavy was just going to fall. And she told me that I had cancer, and basically all I heard after that was mastectomy, possible chemo. I don't know what she said the next 10 minutes, and it was almost like the Charlie Brown wah wah wah. All I heard was chemo, mastectomy, and cancer. So I couldn't process anything actually at that moment. I was afraid, however, I was more superficial about it because at the age of 38, I was working out. I swam and wear bikinis, and actually what I thought of was I'm not going to have a breast, or what will my breast look like? So the death thing didn't quite enter my mind as the superficial part of having breast cancer did. The second time I was diagnosed was just shy of 3 years after the first diagnosis. And I thought I did everything to prevent from the second time occurring with the chemotherapy, with a mastectomy, with some adjunct treatment. And I was pretty pissed. I was pretty angry that second time around. Going into that surgery, I probably cried all night long. And because I didn't want to lose my breast, and I didn't know what reconstruction looked like. So, and I did not know that I was facing chemotherapy. I just thought have a mastectomy and some adjunct treatment and you're good to go. And they did not know that it had spread because it was early on diagnosis. So I tried to give a brave front, and it lasted probably until I saw my surgeon. And the second time it happened, then it really, I was afraid. And since that point on, every time I have my 6-month oncology visit, I'm afraid. I stress out the week before, and I don't want it to go to my brain. I don't want it to go anywhere else. And I see, even though others are experiencing that part of breast cancer, and they have it so much worse off than I do, I don't know how they do it because I don't know that I would have the strength to do that. I say that as long as you catch it early on, it's so manageable, and you don't have to be about the breast cancer at that point on, that life will continue. It instantly changes your life when you hear those words. That's what happened to me when I heard those words, and I reached out to my partner and couldn't reach her on the phone, and then I called my mom and Dad answered, and the first thing Dad said was, and he's a cancer survivor, and he said that, "Susie, this will change your life," and it already has. And it does. However, there's just so many positive things and so many wonderful people and so many wonderful experiences that come out of it that, you know, in some kind of dark kind of way, I'm glad I did. I'm glad that I went through this experience.